Okay, YouTube, here we have a professional series Ready Start 175cc motor. Some of these motors have issues starting, and I'll show you why. Here's the tools that we'll be using today. We have ourselves a 5/16 nut driver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flat head screwdriver, and a pair of work gloves. First thing I like to do is take apart the handles on this. Start by loosening this nut and this nut on this other side. Now we're ready to remove the handle. That gives us easier access. Next we'll need to remove this top cover and this air filter mechanism. What you can do by doing that is unlock this, remove your filter, put it in a nice, safe, clean place. And there's two nuts that are 5/16 in here. You need to remove this one and this one. Also need to remove the top bolt here and one in the front which is holding it on. Now that we have it apart, the first thing that you need to check is to make for sure that the choke flapper is closed. One of the main problems that can happen is on this engine, this can be stuck so that way that this is in an open position. That can either happen by you have a bad mechanism up front, which is when it gets warm it expands and has this thing open this up. Or the other thing that could be an issue is if you were transporting this or messing around in the front and this piece of wire got bent, causing it to stay open whenever the engine's cold. If this is closed, then your issue is most likely a carburetor issue. So you would need to take this apart and clean it out, all the jets. I've already verified that my wire was bent, and so that I went ahead and fixed it. It was staying open like this and the engine wasn't starting, so I bent the wire back to make for sure that this is always closed whenever you start the engine. The way that these engines work is whenever the engine's cold, this will stay closed to choke it. There's a mechanism up underneath here that when it gets warm, it'll open up your choke plate so that way the engine doesn't get choked when the engine's warm. I'll now show you what it's like whenever the engine doesn't start because this is open. I'll now show you that when this is closed that the engine will start. Now for reassembly, you put everything in the reverse of what you pulled it off. I'll show you that now.